What's going on, everyone? This is your boy AshTheMan. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're here to talk about that Sword Art Online Alicization World of the Underworld episode 10. Now, I'm gonna keep it straight up with y'all. In these reviews, I try to be as honest as I can, expressing how I feel about the episode, what's going on in the episode, and just let y'all know what's going on. In episode 10, I am not happy with episode 10. Sword Art, you done bond with this, and I'm really not happy like how this episode went down. And let me explain to you why. Now, with this episode, continue off from episode 9, Asuna pretty much hit the battlefield. She hit the battlefield in her form, pretty much saving lives. She pretty much saved lives on the night side to be able to kind of like reach Kirito so she can kind of like be there for him. Now, in this term, when she appeared in it, she's supposed to portray Stacia as the some type of goddess, to this world. And she doesn't portray the character at all. She does not portray this character to the fullest. She stuck with Asuna and she lets them know like what the fully low test is and kind of like what's going on, who they after, and just kind of like give them the whole ordeal. She doesn't stay in her character's foundation like Kirito did when he entered Alicization. Kirito had a role he played it. Asuna not playing that. I guess since the clock is winding down, you have, this company that's hired by the US to come and steal Alice away from them. So I guess that could be a reason why, but at the same time, it kind of takes away from the whole Alicization, especially with this stage of it being in the world of the Underworld. Now, going forward with this, that's one problem. The second problem is I didn't like the fact that, everybody ended up back on this Kirito bandwagon. Like, this Kirito bandwagon is something that was a big hindrance to season 2. And a lot of people dropped off after season 2 because season 1 was pretty good. The first half was awesome, the second half was okay. But it's like season 2, what they try to do is show the relationship with Kirito amongst the people that he met and the relationship that they established. But however, it was just nothing but a Kirito bandwagon. And it ain't nothing wrong with main character having people following them for what they is. But when you have so many people, and I mean so many people that is like thirsty for the main character, it kind of builds into what is sort of like fan service. And I mean, and to my extent, it's not. That's what people would make it out to be. Now, that stand out so much because as soon as Asuna came back and she went to go see Kirito, her and Alice ended up exchanging swords, kind of like going back and forth. And it's because Alice was on the fence about Asuna. Asuna didn't know she was defending herself. But of course, Alice portrays herself as having like these deep feelings for Kirito, and it happened several times in the world of Underworld in which we just might be thinking that she was just taking care of him, but however, it hinted, and I should have took that hinted off in around like season, like episode 1 to 2, but I didn't. But now, they kind of portray it here, and when you get towards the end of the episode where Alice pretty much wants to hear about a lot of Kirito's past, Asuna's wanting to tell her, but then you have the person who was Kirito's mentor, the person who Kirito mentored. You just have like these people just come out the blue and it's like, yo, his bandwagon is strong and my man's is missing a whole arm and he's in a coma. Come on now. I mean, but let me tell you the one good thing before I just keep on bashing this episode. The one good thing we could tell you about this is that there's a traitor amongst these guys. Because you remember, this company hired Kirito to go into the Alicization without retaining no memories from the outside world. But he's supposed to fulfill the load test so that Alice can be loaded onto the flex site and they can be able to create an AI intelligence that has the same regard as humans. So, with that being said, Kirito, playing the role that he is, didn't know that it would be somebody on the inside who would be given to him. And if you have to ask me, it's the one blonde-haired scientist with glasses who I believe is the mole, is the person that's feeding them information or put the whole team at risk. That's the two things that I say, and that goes back to that guy. But overall, I'm not a big fan of the episode. I believe that we don't need to revert back to this Kirito bandwagon. Let everybody have their own personal identity. Makes sense because we all forgetting that Yayo pretty much sacrificed himself for Alice. Everything was for Alice. And I feel like at this point, he's a forgotten thought. He's a forgotten person. And his choice doesn't matter at the end. And that's my grief about it. But other than that, I just want to thank you for you guys for tuning into this review. Tell me how you feel about the episode. If you disagree with me, hey, let me know in the comments. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. Other than that, have a wonderful day. AshTheMan out. Peace.